Well, that was fun.
Damn right.
By fun, I mean annoying.
How's that for
Tell them.
Casual Fridays, fellas? How you doing, boys and girls, people of New York City, or wherever you watch the New York Knicks? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Knicks post-game live stream. I am Mensa. That is Sean, much like the Knicks with a W. And the New York Knicks are rolling out of the All-Star break. We are getting closer to that almighty 5 seed, and I am feeling good. Sean, how about you?
I'm annoyed.
That's fair enough.
Like, so all right. I mean, where do we begin? I mean, for betting and sweating, which we'll get to in a second. I usually teams come out first game after the break. They're sluggish. There's a lot of people in Cancun or they're home scratching their ass, and the guy takes a quarter, maybe quarter and a half to get your sea legs under it. And apparently the Washington Wizards said, screw that, and just came out on freaking fire. I think they hit KP 5 of 5 from 3 in the first quarter. DeLon Wright must have saw a Knicks jersey and thought he was an Atlanta Hawk again and started going crazy. It was just a roll. I think Mike said this game was a roller coaster. He's absolutely right. But listen, this team, as John would say, can we say the F word on here? Whatever. This effing team, right? They win again on the road. They're gritty. They're tough. They're the 9th best team in the NBA, and we see why. It's games like this, and hey, from the first quarter, defense was optional. The first half defense was optional because even though we were down at 1.19, I said, all right. Offensively, they're fine. Like, they're scoring. Yeah. Like, even when even at one point, it was like 57-40. I'm like, well, we have 40 points halfway through the second, right? But like Julius, I was just watching Julius in the post game. He was saying they clean up some things in coverage on defensively, clean up some of the pick and roll stuff, and they locked down. And then after giving up like 38 in the first quarter, I think they didn't give up 30 for the rest of the game each quarter. So, this game was annoying, but you know what? It's a win, and I'll take it.
All right. Yeah. Can I be honest with you, Sean?
Absolutely.
This game was never in doubt to me because, I didn't think that the Wizards, they were playing great basketball because they were shooting the ball well. But other than that, I didn't feel like their offense was doing anything that we, struggle stopping. Of course, except for drop coverage, because that oh boy, we can get into that. I thought the game was great. I had a lot of just different notes from the game, and my first note is that Mitch is back, and we really needed it because I just value guys who go up with 2 hands for a rebound, and Mitchell Robinson does that pretty often. And honestly, the end of a defensive possession, I remember Kenny Smith once said this, the end of a defensive possession is the rebound. And we can play great defense, but if we're not grabbing those rebounds, and a lot of times Isaiah Hartenstein wouldn't I cannot tell you the last time I saw Isaiah Hartenstein grab a rebound with 2 hands. I just can't tell you the last time he did it. So having Mitch back was awesome. Julius Randle early was F them boards. He did not care about rebounding today. He said, you know what? I don't really care. One thing that I really did appreciate about tonight, and I feel like I have to touch on it, is RJ Barrett, the role player, showed up. And even though he didn't close the game, I thought that he made great plays and it was felt. I think his plus minus was, I think last I checked, he was +5, which is good.
Yeah, he ended +5.
Right. Because especially when he's not going to finish the game, because a guy like Josh Hart just does Josh Hart things. Mm-hmm. I thought he was great tonight. I thought he was great on defense. I loved his energy. The shot didn't fall, but I was encouraged because even though the shot was not falling for the majority of the game, it did not affect the rest of his game where he was passing the ball well and he was defending well. And I think those are the 2 traits that most people will point to for RJ Barrett and say, if he's defending well and he's passing well, then we have a player here. So I was really happy with that. Again, never felt personally like the game was in doubt. And I don't want to go too far ahead because Julius is going to really be featured in the moments of the game for me. But man, oh man, was Julius Randle the guy tonight. I mean, forget about the rebounds, forget about the assists. I think Andrew said that he had Julius Randle points, rebounds, and assists at 39.5, and Julius got that straight points. So he was on fire, playing really great, showing that not only was he worthy of an all-star selection, and I don't think anybody questioned that, but that he is absolutely in the conversation for All-NBA.
Listen, and we'll get to moments because I have a Julius moment, which we'll get to. But listen, on a night where Jalen Brunson finished 6 of 20.
Cashmere Brunson, man. Cashmere Brunson.
13 points, but listen, 6 of 20, but was a +7 with one of the bigger shots of the game, bigger moments of the game. His little scoop layup. I don't know how the hell that went in.
Oh man. Talk about a Houdini shot.
Like when John would say, when he would count how many games we would win because of Jalen Brunson, even though he played like this, I think this may be one of those games because just even on the night where Julius has flame shooting out his rear end, sometimes like just the fact that you have a guy like Brunson that can get the ball to Julius where he wants it instead of Julius having to fight to get to that spot. If he says, "All right, I'm gonna take this possession, give you a rest, try and get a bucket," like this kid is invaluable. And to anyone who still is just trying to downplay him, like, listen, at this point, I don't know what you're watching. I had a note about Mitch. He was the first note I wrote down, and it was with 11:44 left in the first quarter when he got his first foul. And I said, Mitch is back in midseason form already
yes,
with this silly ticky-tack foul.
All the things, man.
Yeah. So like that, like you said, RJ didn't let, even though, he, like I said, 5 of 10, 14 points, +5. He didn't let his offense affect his defense. He played well on the defense. He played well on the defensive end. And really quickly, I'll say this: Kristaps Porzingis. I don't mind rooting for Kristaps Porzingis. I'm gonna say this now. We can get all the Wizard stuff out now. I've had this tweet up that if you want to find it, I'll retweet later. I tweeted it 3 years ago. It says Kristaps Porzingis is an awesome basketball player, and he didn't stop becoming awesome because Steve Mills chose the mystery box instead. The first quarter, you saw that was full KP. Now he had 2 more points than I did the rest of the game after the first quarter, which wasn't good. But shout out to that kid, man. I root for him. I know we're supposed to hate him because of all the stuff he did, and he's basically come out and admitted that he was a kid, he was young, he was stupid, whatever. He took bad advice. I think he threw someone on his family under the bus. We're not going to mention it, but that was KP. KP was full KP, and best of luck to him. All right, enough about the Wizards. You want to get to moment of the game?
Yeah, sure. So I have Andrew in the text message. I have 2 personal moments of the game. I'll start with the first one, which was after Kyle Kuzma got a bucket up Julius Randle's chest and he gave him "you're small." Like that right there was that was the moment. That's the moment the game turned around, because
I have that as a moment too.
And then another one for me was, I think it was at 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter when Josh Hart dove to the floor and literally nobody else was giving like half that effort. And that to me signals something, is that if the Knicks lose a game with Josh Hart on the floor, it's not because the other team wanted it more. Nobody wants it more than Josh Hart. I tweeted it out. He plays basketball like rent is due every single day. Like, he is just such a presence. And that moment there when he dove to the ground, and I think it ended up being the Knicks ball. He didn't even get the ball, but like his effort alone changed the tide. Like, where the Wizards are starting to, they got the home crowd. Well, not really, because they're in DC and the Knicks are home in DC as well, but they're at home technically I guess they had the white jerseys on, so I guess they're home. But Josh Hart specifically, that moment there I think was huge for the Knicks. So those are the two candidates for me. The Kyle Kuzma, you're small, and Julius Randle taking that personally, and then the Josh Hart diving.
Okay. So we both agreed. I think it was with about 5 minutes left in the second when he did that, and I was like, Kyle, like, settle down. But at that point, it was 57-38, so they were feeling themselves. So we agree that's one moment of the game. I have a Josh Hart moment, but it's a different one. It was when he scored, when he scored to make it 99-98, and that was a clear as hell travel, and they didn't call it.
Oh my goodness.
And I said,
oh, wow.
And
Josh
immediately
Hart,
when it
man.
happened, like it was 5:55 left, and when that happened, I said, we might need those 2 points.
Yeah.
And it turns out we most likely needed those 2 points.
Yeah, they helped seal the game.
And then the last one, I mean, the Randall pass to Mitch to put them up 4. He saw the double team coming. He threw it to him. That was key. So
I really want to take some time to talk about that, because as an unabashed Julius Randle detractor, to watch him make that play when he was literally 1 point away from a career high, and instead of waiting to get fouled and doing the selfish thing that I feel has plagued Julius Randle a little bit during his Knicks tenure, he made the right play. He processed things fast enough, and the play that he made likely sealed the game. And I think that was huge for Julius Randle, especially when, like, he could have done the selfish thing and the Knicks still could have won. He could have gone to the line, hit 2 free throws, and he could have got his career high, and everybody would have celebrated him. It would have been Julius Randle Day once again. But he said, you know what? I'm going to pass the ball to the open man. Mitchell Robinson hustled. He's wide open, and the win is more important than my personal glory right now. And I think that's huge. There's a lot about where the Knicks are today, and I really appreciated Julius Randle for making that pass.
You know, there's a podcast I listen to by Mike Lombardi, and he always talks about, like, there's different types of quarterbacks. And when he talks about, like, guys like Tua, certain guys like that, he always has this saying that, like, if you give him the chance, if you give him time to check the runners on first and third, he's fine. If he can't do it, then it's a problem. Like, if Julius can check the runners on first and third, he will find that pass. But if he doesn't have the time and his clock, like, to your point, when his clock gets sped up, then he doesn't. So, all right. So we have to pick 3 moments of the game to choose from.
So let's go with one Hart, because Andrew has a really good Brunson one. Okay. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, the Houdini shot. All right. So can we both agree that the Kuzma calling Julius small has to be one of them?
Yeah,
I feel like the game turned at
inarguable.
Okay,
absolutely.
So that's one. Kuzma calling Julius small. Which Josh Hart play do we want to pick? You know what? We can do the dive to the floor, because I just thought at that point it was almost like, we're not losing this effing game.
Yeah.
And then we can choose between the Randall pass to Mitch or the Brunson Houdini shot. I think because of the game that Randall had, I think we kind of have to make him the third moment of the game, because Brunson wasn't the best, but so we'll make the third one. You know what? We'll make the third one the Randall pass to Mitch. We'll do.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Honorable mention: the Brunson Houdini shot is an honorable mention, but those would be the 3 moments of the game. So why am I blanking? Justin's gonna. What's his name? What's the nickname we get for him? What's the acronym he has? Oh, it's like APJ something or other. I don't know.
Hey, we're doing a lot here.
We're doing too much. All right. Let's all right, before we get to the super chats, let's get to the Weiss and Rosenblum injury report. Call Weiss and Rosenblum today at 212-366-6100 or visit www.weissandrosenblum.com for more information. No case is too big or too small. Personal attention to your matter is a priority. Consultations are free, and of course, they don't get paid unless you do. Once more, call 212-366-6100. Previous results do not guarantee future outcomes. If you think you might have a case, speak with a veteran attorney and not a rookie. So, Mitch came back like he never left. in midseason form that early foul. Andrew texts me APJP. Yes, I will remember APJP. So he's fine. Evan Fournier was out, but I mean, he wouldn't have played anyway. So, I mean, Fournier Hive stand up. But so between him and that's the injury report. I mean, like I said, Mitch came. I'm actually somewhat shocked that he played today because I heard that he was questionable. I believe it was questionable this afternoon. And I was like, and that usually the Knicks are very cautious. Yeah. And we're very cautious of injuries. We don't rush anyone back. But at the same time, he is arguably our most important player for what we do and how we play basketball. So him coming back against Washington, who's the team that he suffered his injury against.
Yeah.
That was big and he was needed.
Can I say really quickly?
Yes. Oh, go right ahead.
Can you imagine giving up offensive rebounds today to that Wizards team that was shooting flames? Like we needed all 28 of those Mitchell Robinson minutes. He had 12 rebounds tonight, double-double. We needed every bit of that. And I think if he doesn't play, that we don't win because the way they were shooting and the way Isaiah Hartenstein refuses to use two hands to rebound the basketball. And I love Isaiah Hartenstein, don't get me wrong, but that is a big flaw in the game for him. We would have, I don't think we come back. When we're down 19, we needed all of those rebounds.
All of those rebounds. Okay, really quickly before we get to super chats, let's recap betting and sweating. Still looking for a sponsor. Somebody holler at us. So GMAC had Kuzma over 33 points, rebounds, and assists. Kuzma had 23, 5, and 3, which is 31. Whoops. Sorry, GMAC. I had the first half total under 117. They lit that on fire with about 3 minutes left in the quarter and in the second quarter. You had IQ over 16 points, rebounds, and assists. Winner, chicken dinner. And last but not least, XJ had Knicks money line. Bang. So 2 of 4. Can't really complain. All right. Do I have any other notes I want to get to before we get to the super chats? Julius, hard travel. This game's annoying. No, that's about it. One thing. When we went up, Julius hit those 2 free throws to put us up 4, and then we decided to leave Bradley effing Beal wide open for the 3 because Mitch. I don't even know that was drop coverage. That was like Mitch like, I'm not coming out there, and Bradley Beal was like, thank you. That was annoying. I was like, if we lose this game, that's the play I'm pointing to.
Yeah,
but we did it. All right, let's get to the super chats. Oh, you have anything you want to say, Mensa?
Really quickly, hilarious. Quickly was great. He was really, really excellent on both ends once again, especially at a time when we're seeing less Quentin Grimes and less RJ Barrett. We do need, one of the young kids to look good. And Emmanuel quickly looks better and better with each passing game. I'm really comfortable with the way he's been attacking the basket, with the defense that he played on Kendrick Nunn. Like, do you know who you are up against? You're not going to get off on Quick, and Quick just put him in a box and shipped him back to wherever they traded him from. So I thought Quickly was really good tonight. Quentin Grimes had some good minutes. I thought we got some really good glimpses of Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett on the wings together. I like that Tibbs is kind of keeping their minutes together because I do think that there's still a future for those 2 boys on the New York Knicks. We just, we're going for the gold right now. We want to put our best players on the court. I don't begrudge anybody for that. So, yeah, those are really my only notes. Quick was great, and I thought Grimes was really good too.
Kuzma's 3 of 12 from 3. That's not getting it done. Really quickly, Knicks shot 48% from the field, 41% from 3. I mean, when the Knicks shoot 40% from 3, they usually win. The freaking Wizards shot 40. The Wizards, I remember Mike Green said it, they make 11 threes a game. They hit 19, and we won. So,
yeah.
We'll get. All right, let's get to the super chats. Mental, you can have the first one.
All right. Hannibal Miles, shout out to you. Thank you for your generous contribution, my friend. He says, not sure if I like the extended All-Star break, but I guess it's good for the Knicks. Let's hope it continues. Yeah, man, let's keep it going. That's 4 in a row for the boys.
Yeah. I mean, the extended All-Star break, as someone growing up when the All-Star break used to be at the halfway point of the season, like it's kind of weird that's like, okay, now it's basically with 3/4 of the season gone and it's a week for all intents and purposes, but work for the Knicks. So whatever everyone except Julius was doing clearly worked, except for that first half defense, because that was atrocious.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got Will Oliver. He says, rough start, but they fought back and picked up where they left off. Randall simply incredible. Nothing comes easy, but that's our DNA, Road Warriors. Will, this team makes nothing easy. Nothing.
At all.
And would we have it any other way? I mean, I would. There would be, it's like, unless we play the Pistons, every game is like to the wire.
Yeah.
So, but listen, they fought. Like I said earlier, Julius in the post game said they cleaned up some things defensively, with some coverages and some switches, and that clearly worked. After giving up 38 in the first quarter, they allowed 26, 24, and 21 points to the Wizards. So they clearly clamped down and strapped up, and which is honestly is good, because we have seen in the past plenty of times where the defense, if the defense is sloppy early, it's sloppy throughout the game. This time the defense was sloppy early and they cleaned it up. And again, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, like these are the, like, I'm not surprised that with those guys getting in the rotation, playing, getting minutes, that we were able to strap up defensively. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, Keith. Welcome back, Knicks. Man, what can we even say about Jew? Hell of a way to justify his all-star selection and shake off the three-point contest. And maybe best of all, his assist to Mitch at the end. Absolutely. Can I just say about Julius Randle's all-star three-point shootout? I felt like they had a microphone to the rim every time he missed, because to me, they were extra loud. And it just wasn't fun watching him shoot. But shout out to Albany native Kevin Herter. Thank you, my friend, for representing the Kangs and doing Kangs things. We really do appreciate you. But yeah, man, Julius Randle, great game. You cannot say enough about what Julius Randle did tonight. And that assist was really the cherry on top, really pointing not only to his excellent basketball play, but his leadership tonight.
Absolutely. And to piggyback off of that all-star thing, it annoys me to no end that, and I said this on the Casual Friday podcast, but I'll say it here. Anytime the New York Knicks get any semblance of grace, anytime they get one
the tears.
iota of something good or nice happening to them, everyone, it is not just NBA Twitter, it's NBA media, it's just like, why is this happening? Why? I don't like. There's a clip going around of them Trailblazers guys, and they're apoplectic about why was Julius in the dunk contest. Like, you are burning the end of a Hall of Fame player's prime. You're watching, I'm not even gonna say that.
Lighting it on fire.
And
kerosene.
You are worried, and it is a national emergency that the guy who was 10th in the league in threes made got called to the three-point contest, especially since your boy, Anthony Simons, pulled out of the contest at the last minute. And listen, people are like, why is he in the contest? I was like, well,
he's already going to Utah. That's the first thing.
I was like, okay, maybe they called Isaiah Joe, because everyone was clamoring for Isaiah Joe to be in the contest. And maybe Isaiah Joe said, dog, listen, I paid for this this all-inclusive joint. Yeah, I paid
Lake City.
Yeah, I paid for this all-inclusive joint in Turks and Caicos weeks ago. I'm not getting my deposit back. I'm going. And to get to your point, Cabo, Salt Lake City. So the people at the NBA were just like, all right, who can we choose who's already going? Wait a minute. There's this guy right here. He's 10th in the league in threes made, Julius Randle. And I just feel like if it was anyone else, that was 10th in the league in threes, it'd be like, all right, he's having fun out there. And you know what? Props to him. He said, like, you know what? I practiced once.
If
I
it
said,
was
what
like
the hell?
If it was like Sabonis, I bet you everybody would be like, huh, dark horse pick right there. I don't know. If it was anybody but Julius, it'd be like, huh, dark horse. I like that guy. He's 10th in the league. Like, it'd have been all the reasons why he deserved it instead of, oh, what? Julius Randle? No way. I can't believe it.
Like, and then between that and I got to hear, like, Draymond talking about, because, Jericho Sims apparently had the worst dunk contest performance in the history of mankind. I got to hear Draymond, when he got a score, I got to hear Draymond talking about, oh, they trying to do this for the Knicks. Like, have you watched the last 20 years of, like, it's ridiculous. It's like I said, it's like the DeMarcus Cousins video. It's ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. like, but we'll move on after this. To quote the wise and sage-like Jesus Nice, the secret power of being a Knicks fan is that other teams get mad seeing you happy and you get joy from it. Remember that. That's our superpower. All right, on to the next one. Jordo1334, thank you for your contribution. Maybe we already have our superstars, Randle and Brunson. Who's to say what their ceiling is? Final piece might be more of a Bridges than a Luka.
I'm to say what their ceiling is. Look, I love I don't mean to cut you off, Sean, but
go right ahead.
I love the confidence, and I absolutely think that it's inarguable that Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are star basketball players in this league. I think that's inarguable. But they're not superstars, man. I'm sorry. But that is another discussion as to what a superstar actually is in the NBA. But hey, I love it. I think they're doing great. And look, say what you want, but I predicted that the Knicks are going to finish with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense after the 82-game season is over. And if you have two guys who are playing great basketball on those teams, they absolutely deserve to be recognized as stars.
Absolutely. Really quickly, if Max Strus were picked for the 3-point contest, it would be like, hey, look at him, even though he's shooting 34% from three. So I will say this. I think I said this in a super chat in a post game a few months ago. We didn't make the Donovan Mitchell trade because we may not have had. If we made that trade, we may not have had enough for the second star. And then I said, you know what? But what if the second star is already here? And the funny thing is, what if it's Jalen Brunson? So
that's no longer a joke. Jalen Brunson is the second star if we had a first star. But
yeah. So look, I'll say this. To me, my definition of superstar is you are the best player on a potential championship team. I don't think Julius Randle is that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a stretch, right? Could he be number 2? Possibly with the right guy.
That guy who was playing tonight would absolutely. Yes. For sure.
Now, listen, Julius Randle's been in 4 years. 2 of them have been great. Two of them have been god awful. But yes, listen, I say this all the time. I said this after we played, I forget who. I said the Knicks are 1 player away because you can take, all right, to me, there are 8 superstars in the league. If you took, let's say, Jason Tatum, because when I say the Knicks are 1 player away, they will say, like, the pushback is, well, yeah, of course, if you put a superstar in there, a championship contender. I'm sorry. If you take Jason Tatum and put him on the Houston Rockets, they're not championship contenders, right? If you take Nikola Jokic and put him on the
Nuggets or Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. Well, I mean, look, the Nuggets are the best team in the Western Conference, so that was a little bit low. But Luka Doncic's Mavs ain't going nowhere. You don't got to look too far.
I was more thinking, Benza, of like the worst teams in the league. Like I'm pulling up
Orlando.
This.
Sorry, guys. I don't believe in the Nuggets.
My,
Sorry. Hopefully this doesn't get clipped and like Nuggets Twitter
okay,
goes crazy, but who cares?
yeah, but like, okay, yeah, but if you take who's a top 8 guy, like if you take Kevin Durant and you put him on the Hornets, they're not championship contenders, right? But if you take Kevin Durant and you put him on this team,
oh yeah,
they're title contenders, right?
Oh yeah.
So here we go. Can you read the next one? Because I pulled out the damn thing and my earpiece is messing up. So go ahead.
I got it. Wait a minute. This one is hilarious. Jesse M. held in a pool for like 30 minutes to see the end. Well, Jesse, we here at Knicks Film School advocate for proper bowel movements, my friend. So while I appreciate it as a Knicks fan that your dedication, and it speaks to the dedication of all Knicks fans across the Knicks kingdom, I hope that doesn't have any like long-term ramifications. But thanks for the laugh. We appreciate it.
Jesse, man, don't you got like, can't you pause? Like, do you have DVR, bro? Like I don't know. Whatever. All right. Well, listen, I hope you went after the game ended. I hope you're still not holding it. Please.
I hope you're not watching this holding your bowel.
Yes. Knicks Film School promotes proper bowel regularity. We'll say it. All right. Hamdi M. What's up, Hamdi? After watching the world famous KFS pregame show, I was a little worried. Washington is good, but very nice road win. Randall's a beast. I lost my Obi, looked everywhere, but can't find him. Hamdi, I found Obi Toppin, and he's right here at 12 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, all of 1 from 3, and that one was horrendous. 2 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, 1 turnover, -2. Look, the writing may be on. I'm not gonna say it is on the wall, but there may be somebody with a pen just reaching toward the wall. I actually made my hot take in the preseason. I said, which was completely wrong, because I said either one of Julius or Obi would be gone by the trade deadline, because 1, clearly I didn't see the Renaissance coming. And 2, if the Renaissance wasn't coming, and if he was someone who was better than last season, but not in the way he is now, just like a regular guy getting his 20, 10, and 5, whatever, it would have been an untenable situation. But he has put that all to bed, and this front office has some decisions to make this offseason with their young guys, with a couple of their young guys, and I just hope that it works. Whatever decision they make works out for all parties. But I don't think we can. Again, he was the 8th pick of the 2020 draft, and he's playing 12 minutes a game. And we know why he's playing 12 minutes a game, because Steve Mills fell ass backwards into a 2-time All-Star, but got to figure something out.
Yeah. It is discouraging the where the Obi dialogue has gone, I would say. He just needs another opportunity somewhere else. I pray that opportunity does not come in the form of the Indiana Pacers starting power forward job, because I would be terrified of him and Tyrese Halliburton with Benedict Mathurin and Miles Turner. I think that's a great fit for him. So hopefully he doesn't go there. But like, what are you going to say? You're not going to trade Julius Randle to give Obi Toppin a shot. And if you do trade Julius Randle, it's going to be for a guy better than Julius Randle, which Obi Toppin has not proven to be. So, it's unfortunate what's going on with Obi, but we can focus on Julius Randle tonight at least, and for the campaign that he's having. And I mean, honestly, I guess the issue with when you say what more can you say about Julius Randle, it's also like, what else is there to be said about Obi Toppin?
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, well, let's go on to the next one.
All right, Kevin Danishevsky. I love this team. Me too, Kev. Ju is going to make an all-NBA run. IQ a 6 man of the year push. I love QG, but Hart closing down the stretch is perfect. Agreed. Big W on off night for Jalen Brunson. Yeah. I want to say, Kev, I'm proud of you for putting Hart ahead of Grimes, who I know is your heart and soul. And as somebody who loves RJ Barrett and watching, Quentin Grimes and watching, Emmanuel Quickly and Josh Hart start over, my guy, and not start over, but finish over my guy. It is a little bit difficult, but at the end of the day, we're Knicks fans first. We're rooting for the name on the front of the jersey and not the back. And however I feel about the long-term ramifications of those decisions, it's working right now, and I'm all in on this 5th seed. So agreed, man. Yeah. I would prefer to see Quentin Grimes get more minutes. I think he was down to 21 tonight, which is not ideal. But also, how can you not play Josh Hart? How can you not play Emmanuel Quickly? So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I believe that Emmanuel Quickly has been making a 6th Man of the Year push. However, and I said this today on the Casual Friday pod, these national sports writers who do not who vote on these things do not watch the Knicks. So I will be pleasantly surprised if he's a finalist. I actually saw Schwinny Poo retweeted something about it was from Eric Koreen in The Athletic. He was basically the gist of it was why he believed that Brogdon was a better candidate for 6th Man of the Year than Quickly,
Hogwash.
And Schwinny basically said, like, okay, clearly your criteria is points per game, because if you watch both of them, then
it's clear.
Yeah, like if Malcolm Brogdon gets it, it's a lifetime achievement award this year.
Yep.
So I'm not saying the IQ should win it, but if you're saying the agendas will agenda, so it is what it is. But yes, Kevin, I will give you props, because as the owner, president, co-founder, founder, and
chair of the board
of the Quentin Grimes fan club, it takes a lot to say, this other guy is better fit for my guy. And that's okay, because listen, has Quentin Grimes played 82 games yet? If he has, he's probably, I don't think he's at 90, so he has time. He's young.
That's a really good point.
So, all right, next, Mr. Robert W. Cross.
Cross
How
the boss.
hell are you? First time, long time, John. You stick with the damn bit, don't you? Like I've always said, the Knicks need to build around Julius.
Yes, we've always been there. We've all been there. I was right behind you the entire time. I can vouch.
The Knicks need to build around Julius Randle. He is a core piece. # 53 wins. Yo, Mister, do you hear that?
What am I listening for?
The sound of Robert Cross and all the RJ stands backing up the truck slowly. Beep, beep.
Oh,
beep,
listen. Let's get into that.
Beep, beep,
for all of you who have jumped off of the RJ bandwagon and sold your stock, I want you to know that the company has gone private and we are no longer selling any more stock. And I know that this may be crazy because RJ's at the bottom of his value right now, but I believe that you buy at the bottom, and I'm not selling any more stock. So all of you on that side of the fence can stay there. RJ Barrett looked great tonight. But let's get into this Robert comment. Do the Knicks need to rebuild around Julius Randle? I think they've been doing that. I think that's what the Brunson thing is for. I think that's what Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, like the way the Knicks have been building it really is to support a guy like Julius Randle, who's really like your isolation hub. And then you get another guy who is really a closer in Jalen Brunson. And then you have all the offensive rebounders to pick up Julius Randle's heat checks. So I think this is what it looks like. And it doesn't look bad. It's a top 6 offense. And I think it's going to close as a top 10 defense. So, hey, building around Julius Randle works for the regular season. It's a shame you can't win regular season championships.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So the term core piece. See, I believe, and we were discussing this in the KFS group chat, that Julius will be here until the star trade. Particularly if the star trade involves a player who plays down I-95, who, if his team craps the bed again in the playoffs, may say, you know what? And his co-star
Decides he
decides,
likes strip clubs a little more than Philly cheesesteaks.
and
Yeah.
his co-star says, you know what? I really like V Live, and I haven't been there in a while. And says I got to get out of here. But that guy, like whatever. And then said player who wears number 21 says, you know what? I'm done here. We'll just say it's Joel Embiid. Daryl Morey, he's the type of guy that he's not Danny Ainge where he wants the picks. If he trades a guy, he wants a guy. Because he could have traded Ben Simmons years ago, but he's like, I need a guy. Now, I am not going to besmirch myself and act like Julius Randle and Joel Embiid are on the same level, but he's going to need a guy. And we now know we have years of evidence that shows that, hey, if you have Julius Randle, you could be really good. You could be, as I look at the standings, the 9th best team in the NBA if Julius Randle is your best player. Speaking of standings, the New York Knicks now have the same amount of wins as the Brooklyn Nets.
Hey-o!
With 3 back in the loss column, so we're a game and a half back overall. And
Wait,
last I checked,
I'm really sorry, Sean. I thought the city was under new management. How is that possible? How are the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets tied in the wins? What? I was told the city is under new management. This doesn't make sense.
In fact, they will be. They're a game and a half behind the Nets, but I can report with 97% of preseason reporting, I can say that they will be 1 game back because they'll be 2 games back in the loss column because the switchy defensive plucky Brooklyn Nets are down 122-81 to the Chicago Bulls with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Chicago Bulls are the 26th best offense in the NBA, and they have 122 points with 3 minutes left. But the city's under.
If you really want to get nuts, the New York Knicks are 3 games behind the 4th seed Cleveland Cavaliers. Can I just say there was nothing, and I know this is not going to happen. Well, let's never say never, but I doubt this would happen. But if the New York Knicks were to host the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of a playoff series, after all the nonsense, the malarkey that we had to endure over one Spider Mitchell not landing in New York, for him to be looking up at us in the standings, oh man, I will be a parody account. That's all I'll say about that.
All right, I'll say this, and then we'll move on. I'll say this. I believe that the Knicks will be a dangerous opponent to whoever they play in the playoffs. Like
100%.
With that being said, if you asked me to choose who do I want to play in the first round between Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, and Cleveland, I actually don't want to play Cleveland. And the reason I don't want to play Cleveland, not because of our chances to win, but because that immediately becomes the Donovan Mitchell referendum series. And if we lose that series, which we should because they're the better player, prepare yourself for 3 months of this is why you make the Donovan Mitchell trade. And I already had to deal with and listen, Donovan Mitchell just stopped giving interviews about that damn trade like a month ago.
He milked it for all it was worth.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to be in New York, but I'm going to get that damn New York exposure.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
So in terms of narrative agenda, I want no part of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because if we play Boston and lose, we're supposed to lose. If we play Milwaukee and lose, we're supposed to lose. If we play Philly and lose, we're kind of supposed to lose. And that's because Philly, their reputation of just pissing down their leg. But if we play Cleveland, even though we're supposed to lose to Cleveland, because Zach Lowe just gave out his, I don't know if it was Zach Lowe. It was someone on ESPN. They were like the 13 teams that win the title. The New York Knicks aren't on that list. The Cleveland Cavaliers are. But if we lose, prepare for, there's going to be a lot of LOL Knicks in your life, on your timeline, in your articles for the summer. So,
but I think we're better than them, man. I'm sorry, I do.
I mean,
We saw what Brunson did to him last year, man.
Yes, we did. We did. All right. Thank you, Robert Cross. Appreciate you. Next.
I think this is me, right?
This is you. This is you.
Yeah. Colin Reardon. Knicks were bound for a Brunson off night and a night other team couldn't miss from three. Both happened tonight and still won on to New Orleans. Yeah. What does that say about the New York Knicks? That the other team could not miss from three, which has been the thorn in our side for the past 3 seasons. That when a team can't miss from three, we always end up losing. And Brunson had an off night, but here's the thing I'll say about Jalen Brunson, what makes him so valuable. Even when he's having an off night, he has two very, very important skills. The first skill is the ability to remain patient. And the second skill is the ability to bring the ball up and face a defender. So when Julius Randle is hot and when Julius Randle is hot, and he's getting too hot, Jalen Brunson can be like, all right, my friend, calm down. Let me bring the ball up. Let's get into the offense, even though the offense may end up just being pass, isolation. Like even if that is the offense, Jalen Brunson has the ability to bring the ball up and not turn it over, which is something that you can't always say about New York Knicks point guards in the past. So even on an off night, you got to see who Jalen Brunson still is, and he's still Cashmere, man. He's still a guy that I'm comfortable with, and he's still the leader and the rock of this current Knicks team. And it's just so great to see the Knicks able to win a game when our best player, in my opinion, has an off night and the other team is shooting flames out of their butt, as you like to say. So yeah, great comment.
Jaden McDaniel just pinned someone's ball against the glass, but I think they called it a goaltend. It was a hell of a play. I have T-Wolves Hornets. They're tied at 109. That's a block. That's an absolute block. All right. Dan Hidalgo. Dan, J-Mac. I'll be J-Mac. That's fine. J-Mac. We're cooking. We just seem like a frustrated team to play. Nobody wants us in the first round. Best part of we here was that team had an identity. This team feels like they found theirs. Listen.
100%.
Since the debacle against the Mavs at home and Tibbs made the rotation changes, which according to Little Birdie, some of those suggestions came from up top. The Knicks have been playing at a 50-win pace. They have found their identity. They've added that to that identity with the Hart pickup. And you're right, they're a frustrating team. Like people say, like when you play the Knicks, it's physical, it's rough, you're gonna hurt. I remember I forgot who we played recently, and the other team was when we played the Hawks, and the Hawks fans are crying about John Collins catching elbows to the head. I'm like, hey, that's Julius Randle, baby. Like, we're gonna be rough, we're gonna be tough, we're gonna be physical, and it's a grind. It's a grind. We will make you work for every single point. This is behind the 3-point line sometimes, but listen, gone are and hopefully it's sustainable, but like gone are the days where the Knicks were the easy W. Like those days are over. Those days are over. We were an easy W last year because we'd go up 20. I mean, we'd blow it, but
oh yeah, a calendar like what? 12 months ago, we just got out of the worst February of my life in terms of Knicks basketball. What were we like 2-15 in the month of February?
3 and 17 stretch from MLK Day through the All-Star break.
Not what you want for Black History Month. Not what you want.
That is not built by Black history.
Yeah, so like it's important that the Knicks have an identity, that the Knicks play to that identity, and the Knicks are unabashed about it. Like you want to play the Knicks. Julius Randle's going to beat you up, and Emmanuel Quickly's going to dance on you, and Jalen Brunson is going to hit circus shots and piss you off because a man that short should not be that good in the paint. It doesn't matter, and especially with Mitchell Robinson getting back like that, he is like the icing, like the crown jewel of the Knicks defense. So I love the Knicks have an identity. I know exactly what I'm going to get from the New York Knicks, especially with Josh Hart, because even when like Julius Randle might get in his own head, or RJ Barrett's getting in his own head, or Quentin Grimes can't hit a jumper, Jalen Brunson has an off night, I know that Josh Hart is going to flip the damn table. I know Josh Hart is going to jump on the floor and get a rebound and just do the things that make me feel like, and this is what makes me so proud of Josh Hart as a Knicks fan, is that, and I said it earlier, the other team does not want it more than Josh Hart. And I think that's immeasurable. It's an intangible that will never show up on the stat sheet, but it's so huge. And when it comes time to gut check season and it's gut check time, we know where Josh Hart's gut is. He's 10 toes down, and I love it. So, again, man, great comment.
Nobody wants us in the first round, right? And you know what? I've already seen the last time you were in the playoffs, you flamed out, and Julius turned into a pumpkin, and like, well, just like to remind those people, especially those people in, what do you call that place? Midlanta? That's what you call it?
Midlanta.
Yeah. In that series, in game one of that series, two of our starters are no longer starters in this league, and the third guy is in the G League. And you think that's going to be the same? Okay, like listen. God bless Nerlens Noel. He kept us afloat when Mitch was out. Nerlens Noel has played in 5 more games than I have this calendar year, and that was our starting center in a playoff series. But
I refuse to say our starting point guard's name because it just brings up a lot of agita, I think is the word. I mean, hey, now Julius Randle has a team. Yes. That's what I'll say.
Exactly. So, all right, let's go to the next one. I think this is you.
Okay, Keith, thanks for the generous contribution. Josh Hart truly has a magnet for the basketball. Agreed. I'll ride with that guy all day. I don't care what he scores, 100%. Also, our second All-Star, he's an All-Star at the NBA, is JB. And JB is forever a closer. Shouts to KFS. Shouts to you, Keith. We appreciate you, man. I think it's a second contribution, man. That's great. Yeah, Jalen Brunson, the closer. The closer. When all was lost on that possession, and Jalen Brunson just says, you know what? I'm going to throw the ball off the glass, kiss it off the window. How about that? Just kiss it off the window and kiss your chances goodbye, Washington, because Jalen Brunson is the closer. I thought it was great. He was excellent down the stretch, and he's always there when you need him most. Really appreciate Jalen Brunson, man.
Listen, he's an all-star, and if I had known that, and now that I know that Jaylen Brown put on a face mask to go play in that garbage on Sunday, so he could have a one-on-one of his buddy in Utah, I'm even more angry. Like, you should just stay at home. But listen, he played at an all-star level, so he's an all-star in my book, and he is a closer. And he not only is our second all-star, he can be our second star, because I've already seen him be the second best player on a team.
On a team that almost went to an NBA Finals?
Yes. On the conference finalists. So, yes, everything, totally agree. Yes, Josh Hart is a there's certain guys where the ball just finds them. And the ball finds them because they know where to be, because they do not give up on the play. Like that play we had. Like the play that we nominated for a moment of the game. So, yeah, listen, we gotta go. This is a good basketball team. And anyone who tells you differently is either a hater, or they're stupid, or they're not watching, or some combination of the three. All right, let's go to the next one. Ryan Huang, what's up, Ryan? Let's go, baby. Brunson being the least impactful closer tonight is a testament to the whole team balling, and still a 9-1 assist to turnover ratio on an off night.
Huge.
Julius Smith has the under on bingo. LOL.
Talk about hurting my soul.
When he hit that 3 to make it get to 44, I was like, okay, 50 is happening. I was like, 50 is happening.
What a bad beat, bro. What a bad beat. I was ready. I was ready to come on here and say that I was from the future and a whole bunch of things, but hey, didn't happen. Still a great game.
There was a time where if Jalen Brunson had the performance he had tonight, I would say we're not going to win. In fact, if you told me going this game, Jalen Brunson is going to go
a month ago
again. Yeah, a month ago, if you told me Jalen Brunson was going to shoot 6 of 20 and all 3 from 3, I would have been like, we lost. And we were able to win. So that is a testament to this team. And it's funny. One of the tropes, and I'm gonna shout out to John. One of the tropes that got thrown around earlier this season was Tibbs lost a team. And I always disagreed with that because they could have at any point they could have rolled over and died, and Tibbs could have been out if they really wanted Tibbs out of here at any point.
Yeah,
this team started 3-1, and then they lost 12 of 19. And remember, everyone, me, you, Andrew, Justin, John, Benji, Jeremy, XJ, Joe Biden, Eric Adams, Kanye was like,
everybody,
they're gonna go to Utah and Denver and roll over like dogs.
I remember.
That's that.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone.
And then they did what they haven't done since the Bush administration.
And then the funny thing is, and remember, remember the players only meeting, and everyone was like, this is it.
I was like, how dare Julius Randle, who's been the problem, call a players only meeting and say, yeah, guys, we got to get better. You're the problem. But it worked. It worked.
The funny thing is, the Ringer had a piece about when Tibbs got hired. They had a piece about like the stages of the Tom Thibodeau life cycle. And the next to last stage, I believe, is the players only meeting. Because Chicago had a players only meeting. Minnesota had a players only meeting. And so I was like, okay, they're going to have this players only. And when we heard Julius called it, like we all imagined, it was like, everyone's looking at this guy like, really? Really? And then they went and they played the way they played. And like you said, they had not won in not Utah. They had not won in Denver since 2006. Like they went out and won what is arguably the toughest back-to-back in North America at Utah, at Denver, two cities above at altitude, and they won. And you cannot tell me, but of course, every time they think they will lose, it's like, oh, they lost the team. It's like, no. They never lost. He never lost them.
Never
lost them.
Those boys play so hard for him, and they believe in him.
So, I mean, listen, I know that's not the narrative that we want, but listen, like you said, Ryan, tonight is a testament to what this team does. All right, next one.
All right, Dave Greeter. This is the most exciting thing is the chemistry. This team loves playing together 100%. Jewel slamming his head into iHeart's chest and guys slapping hands. Yeah, the camaraderie is really something that, look, I have watched Knick teams that have made me want to put a bag over my head while watching the game from my living room. That is how bad the New York Knicks have been in the past. And I could just tell like the 2017 season when it was Derrick Rose, Aaron Aflalo, Carmelo Anthony, Kristaps Porzingis, Robin Lopez. They didn't really want to play together, like I remember like coming down the end of the season, like Melo and Robin Lopez was like, all right, we don't want to play anymore. Play the kids. It's been bad in the past just 10 years alone. Even if you don't want to go back 10, you can go back 5. Like when we had Kevin Knox playing like a league leading amount of minutes, an unreasonable amount of minutes for a guy that bad at basketball. This team loves playing together. And they believe in each other. And I get the feeling in the sense that every time they step on the court, they think they can beat whoever. And they have, because they beat Boston. They beat Miami. They beat a lot of good teams, and we can't take wins for granted in the NBA. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who are competing for a playoff spot, just lost to the Charlotte Hornets, who are not trying to win at all.
At home.
In the crib. They lost in the crib to the Hornets.
In the crib.
like it's crazy. It's crazy out here. So to watch the New York Knicks go out and like playing together and win basketball games, it really is special. And I always go back to the podcast that Macri did with I'm forgetting the name. I think it was Jeffrey, Jeff. It was either Jeff or it was Tom Piccolo. But yeah, no, I think it was JB because JB they were talking about like Mets fix and Isles fix, and that's JB. Shout out to JB, the
Shout out
founder
JB.
of Knicks Film School, giving us a platform to talk about the Knicks tonight. So he was talking about how the Mets season ultimately ended very disappointing, and it did. As a Mets fan, I can tell you it was very disappointing, and I should have seen it coming because I am indeed a Mets fan. But like watching them win and go out and play every single night was enjoyable. And sometimes in sports, we allow the final ending, like the fourth quarter, to spoil the first three, right? And this regular season game, the regular season matters, guys. I'm sorry, it does. This regular season game, to watch the Knicks come out and compete and play hard, it really is a joy to watch. And it's something that, I'm like, look, I didn't have the best day at work today. Work wasn't the greatest. Didn't have my best day, but I came home. I got to watch the Knicks. The Knicks played. They won. I got to see Julius Randle score 46 points in the game, and I got to come on here and talk about the Knicks with the best community in the world. So there's a lot of good we can take from the everyday product, even if and I'm very future oriented as a fan because I ultimately want to win a championship. But again, man, just to appreciate the chemistry, just to appreciate a great Julius Randle performance, to see him really, rally around his teammates with like a Hartenstein, and see Josh Hart dive on the floor in a late February basketball game. It really does mean a lot to a fan like me.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I have nothing more to add. You crushed it. You crushed it. Busy. I was waiting. I was wondering when I was going to hear from you. All right. Must point out RJD. Don't envy Tibbs the wing decision. They all played well in their own way. Good 100%. Way. Yes. I said when the All-Star break came around that RJ Barrett needs to be nowhere near basketball. Like you said, go somewhere where there's white sand and a drink of an umbrella in it and some chancletas, and do not worry about basketball. Don't worry about basketball at all. And just hopefully, I think John had said it before, like someone in the organization will talk to him, or then again, listen, his godfather is a 2-time league MVP. And just to like, hey, because I believe personally that this season is cooked for him in a sense that like I don't see what he's going to do to like you can't erase the first 60 games. I mean, not that it's all bad. Like he was really good in December.
Yeah.
He was really good in December. And then Luka broke his finger, and then after he was out, missed a few games and came back, whatever. But listen, he played well today. Everyone played well today. Everyone bought in today. This is a good team win. This Washington team has played very good basketball for about a third of the season now, so you can't ignore it. And they came out, like you said, flames shooting out their rear end, and they fought and they won, and everyone played their role. So kudos to all of them. All right.
Yeah. Just want to say really fast, if again, just because RJ's defense was excellent tonight. He had some really untimely turnovers. I think he had 2 back-to-back with the charge, and then he got the ball stripped. But the defense was there, and I just want to say that if we could sit through year 3 of Julius Randle and how god awful that was, we can do an RJ Barrett down season.
Really quickly, the net ratings have been updated on the NBA site because it says the Knicks have played 61 games. Obviously, there are 2 games still ongoing right now. The Thunder at the Suns and the Rockets at the Warriors, but we don't give a rat's about what the Rockets do.
Not at all.
So, in terms of net rating, the Knicks are 8th in net rating at plus 2.1. They are 7th in offensive rating at
Let's go
115.8.
Oh, we just went down actually.
Yeah, we did go down, but we're 1 point behind. We're 1/10 of a point behind Dallas, and we're above Philly, so that's good.
That's great.
And defensively, we are 15th, and I believe we're 16th going into this. So we're moving.
We're climbing. We're climbing.
We're climbing. And yeah, we're climbing. So listen, Knicks finishing with a top 10 defense is not out of the cards. So
with Mitch coming back, oh yeah. And if RJ's giving effort like he gave tonight, come on, it's happening. It's a guarantee.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, what we got next? This is you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Row one senior. I like that. Hi, RJ's dad. That's the RJ we need for the rest of the season. 100%. I like that he kept his field goal attempts down, because a lot of the time, like, RJ Barrett has like the third highest usage on the team, and it's not much different from what his usage was last year. I think before this game, he was at 25.9% for his usage, and last year was more like 27.6. But a lot of those shots just tend to be, it's like he was trying to get himself going, and he would put up like 7 shots within a quarter. I mean, I like with half a quarter, and like 4 of them would be absolute garbage. So I like to see that he was cutting out like the garbage shots from his shot diet and just taking what came. He didn't make everything. He wasn't perfect, but I didn't have a problem with any shot RJ Barrett took tonight. And that's the first time I've said that in a very long time. Or maybe, honestly, that might be the first time I've ever said that about RJ Barrett, just being honest. Yeah, and the defense was great. He made the right pass. He played above his ego tonight. And I think that is huge. And it's especially big in a team that runs as many isolation sets as we do, because to be a successful isolation basketball player, you have to have an ego. You have to believe that you are going to beat the man in front of you, and you need to have that inflated self-worth in order to be a great isolation basketball player. But I don't want you inflating your ego on the court. Do that in practice, right? So it was really good to see. Again, I loved RJ Barrett's game tonight. I had no issues with it. The turnovers were bad, but you live with them when he's playing defense the way he's playing, and when he's passing the ball the way he's passing the ball.
Yeah. So there was a play, I wrote it down. About 6 minutes left in the first. RJ had a drive, and it looked like it was going to be one of those, I got to the rim and there's someone taller in front of me, and I'm just going to put up anyway and get my what boarded. And he dished. And he dished to miss for
that pass.
Under the rim for a dunk.
Slick dime. Slick.
Yeah. And I said to myself, 2 weeks ago, that would have been a block.
That would have been pinned.
Yes, he would. Yeah, it would have been those like ugly, nasty blocks, right? Now the next time down, he took like a silly fadeaway, which I kind of had a problem with that shot. But listen, as I talk about being dangerous, if we get this RJ for the rest of the year, I like our chances in a playoff series against those guys from Ohio, who I still don't want to play because I'm not prepared for. Listen, man. I had to listen.
I think we expose them. I'm sorry, man. I can't get away from it. I think we'd expose them. I don't like the way they're built at all. I think they're too small. And I don't think that Evan Mobley is Kevin Garnett the way he was sold to us. Yeah, no, I think if we play them, I think we win the 6, if I'm honest. I think we beat them in 6 games. Yeah.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I thought we were going to do the same thing to Atlanta. And then I had to hear them people run their mouth all summer.
But you don't have to wake up to the EP allegations anymore. You don't have to worry about Nerlens Noels anymore.
I agree. Like, we have better players, but they have the best player. But to your point, like, listen, Isaac Okoro, good luck. And listen,
come on, Karis LeVert.
Yeah. Listen, they go
always
as far
1
as
year away from being an all-star. Karis LeVert.
Next
year is his year. Karis LeVert. Come on.
They will go as far as Evan Mobley takes them. So there it is. All right. What's next? Christian Finnegan, thank you for the very generous contribution.
We appreciate it.
Randall's assist to Mitch at the end of the 4th is so encouraging. Even a month ago, it feels like he would have shot that. If he's that dude for the rest of the season, oh boy. Listen, Christian, you ain't lying. Listen, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, it would have been run
2 hours ago. Like, come on. I never saw that pass coming from Julius. He didn't have to make that pass, which was so encouraging about it.
I mean, look. Growth. as a wise woman once said from a HBO television show, it's growth. It's he had time to check the run. Now, listen, plenty of times he has had time to check the runs on first and third, and he's thrown the ball into the dugout. But
he had a really bad pass tonight.
Yeah,
like a really bad one.
And he had a couple plays. You're just like, he got stripped one time. Like this, like late too. He got stripped one time. It was like, oh come on, right? But that is encouraging. But we need that consistently. We can't have that once a game. We need, and I'm not saying you have to make the game-winning pass every game, but making. I remember John used to say every time during the We Hear season, like Julius always made the right play. And I think last year, always having to make the right play, but just became a lot.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't always have to make the right place, and how he sees it is like, he takes care of it. So appreciate him.
Andrew's a clown.
And
Andrew Clowndio.
Yes, he's hilarious. He's the best. All right, what we got next?
Okay, Fargo Tufo. Hello from the land of enchantment casual crew. It's nice to win even when Brunson struggled. Agreed. iHeart continued his excellent play. # mental toughness. And, honestly, thank you for bringing up Isaiah Hartenstein's excellent play because he was a beast on the boards tonight. I just didn't see him grab it with two hands. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, he loves to, he'll tap it down and everything, and it's great and it's cool and it's wonderful. But, yeah, that's my only thing is that he doesn't grab the rebound with two hands, and that can sometimes bite him in his ass. But great game from Isaiah Hartenstein. It was really good to see what this team looks like without Jericho Sims, who, to be honest, I would watch him like, is that Jericho Sims or is that Cardio Sims? Because sometimes it felt like he was just out there getting his workout on. Valiant effort. Appreciate him. He's a third string center, but that's exactly what he is, a third string center right now. So to have Isaiah Hartenstein backing up Mitchell Robinson was excellent. He was great. Continued to help us with that second unit to make that push. I like what he looks like with and that second unit has been really good, especially with RJ Barrett kind of as a focal point of it. Well, not tonight, it was really more quickly, but to see Quick, Hartenstein, Hart, Barrett, and Obi Toppin, of course, see those guys get together and play a really good second unit game was really encouraging, especially on the road when we were down 19 points and nobody quit. Isaiah Hartenstein was huge in that effort of just not quitting and continuing to fight and battle on the glass.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Andrew Claudio's right. So basically Andrew texted us and he's after I made my, growth is from Kelly from the show Insecure. So that's what that means by growth. So look up Kelly Insecure growth, and that's what that's from. And shout out Lawrence Hive.
Also, thank you, Fargo, for your contribution. We appreciate it.
Thank you to everyone for your contributions.
Everybody
really appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. Stevens Bigiyame, what's up, Stevens? First post game of the Casual Friday crew, yes, and it will be the last unless I don't know what happens. Unless we bomb. Unless Andrew texts us after this and says, you guys are terrible and you're fired. But no. Yeah, listen, we're glad to be here. And I'll say this, as someone who watched these on YouTube and going back to Periscope in those days, the fact that I'm sitting here now is kind of surreal. So
full circle, yeah.
Shout out to John and Andrew and the whole team, and I'm glad to be a part of the team. And I got this nice hat. So thank you, Stevens. Appreciate the contribution.
All right, I got it. David Crockett. Man, David, it's crazy that I'm actually here and you're the comment. I think you used to write for a Knickerblogger, and I was like a 15-year-old kid reading your work on Knickerblogger. So to be here and you're commenting on a video that I'm doing is something special to me, man. Just want to say I appreciate you because when I was a young Knicks fan who didn't understand anything about win shares and had to look up Basketball Reference, and you were a big help. Just want to say that. Let's get to your comment though. Hopefully you are the David Crockett I'm talking about. Got here late, but love to see y'all spin tonight. On the game, iHeart's turnaround continues to amaze. I gave him crap, but flowers are much better. Flowers are better than crap, but I will say the crap can be manure. And in that manure, you can plant some seeds and flowers might grow. So, hey, it could have just been part of the process. But a big thing with Hartenstein was the accountability. And I think that is what's so important about this team, is that I feel like everybody has been accountable since that the Dallas debacle is what I'm going to start calling it, the debacle against Dallas. And we had two of those, but the first one, not the second one. Yeah, no, great Isaiah Hartenstein performance. Again, I just wish he would rebound with two hands, but I'll leave that one alone for now.
So apparently, and I heard this earlier a while back, that he had an Achilles issue that had been bothering him.
Okay.
So that's part of that's what contributed to his issues, especially defensively. But it seems to have gotten better now. I just found this article in the Post and said that he was as of November 23rd, he was at 80%. So yeah, and listen, as someone who has torn his Achilles, is the worst. One, it's the worst injury in basketball, and two, like if your Achilles is like bothering you, like you can't do anything. Like it's like the simplest things. Like I remember once, like I tore it in May of 2012, and I started, did rehab, whatever, and then I was playing in a flag football tournament in the following summer. So this is August 2013, and I remember I went up for a pass. And I jumped and it just missed my hands. Like, whatever. And then my boy who's watching me, he was like, I feel like last year you would have caught that. And I was like, it's your Achilles, man. So listen, anyone who has an Achilles, Achilles is not to be. The fact that he was playing on a sore Achilles is kudos to him. So, because listen, a lot of people in his fan base were ready to pack him up and drive him to JFK. And I was not one of those people, although I thought it was more like we're not using him to his strengths, but he's better. And listen, kudos to him. Kudos to him. All right. What's next? Hamdi again. Hamdi M. Can we buy?
We're working on it. I promise. I promise. I'm very critical of myself, and I agree 100%. I need a light.
There is a contrast between the screen, Jess, but I have a light in. But listen, we will work on that. That'll be taken care of. We will buy Mental a light. We'll start a GoFundMe. All right, what we got next? You can read this one.
Oh yeah, read Knicks. Sean is a Tottenham fan. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs!
Anyway, let's go Knicks. Great team win. Randall is a bucket. 100,000% buckets. Thank you, Kyle Kuzma, for waking up the beast, because you lost the game when you told Julius Randle he was too small. We appreciate it. I just wish he got another point so that we could have knocked one of those points off the bingo card. But come on, you Spurs, I guess. I have no idea what that means.
Okay. All right. So my favorite English Premier League team is Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs for short. Our like slogan, like our hashtag is Coys, come on, you Spurs. The funny thing is, when I wore this shirt, I was like, I put the shirt on, and then before the game, I was like, if we lose and I wear this shirt, basically Tottenham or the Knicks of the Premier League.
Oh, so, okay.
Yes,
okay.
In terms of
Understood.
like getting their, loosey with the football, like over and over again. So there would have been like LOL Knicks is a thing, like laughing at Spurs is a thing. And I don't want to know what Andrew is texting right now, but
Let's just say I appreciate it, Andrew Claudio.
If we I was like, if we lose and I hop onto this shirt, somebody is going to say something slick like, "Oh, because you wear the Tottenham shirt, huh?" But no, we won, and I kept the shirt on, and we play Chelsea on Sunday. And
good luck.
We need it because for some reason when we play Chelsea, like we could literally win 179 games in a row, and then we play Chelsea, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna roll over and curl in the fetal position. So appreciate you, Renix. Yes, Tottenham till I die. And I'm a Tottenham fan because I have family in Tottenham in North London. Unlike these people who root for Manchester United because they win all the time. So whatever, screw them. All right, next up. Greg Moran, thank you for your contribution. Much appreciated. Watch this dub outside in 20-degree weather at the Palm Tree Festival in Aspen, and it warmed my soul. Thanks, New York Knicks. Thank KFS. Love y'all.
Did he just flex on us?
I
feel like he
did.
flexed on us.
that was a subtle flex. Why would you couldn't watch the game inside? They don't have television inside. Well, listen, you know what? If you're watching that game outside in 20-degree weather, it's probably for a very, very good reason. But you know what? I commend you because that's what this team does to us. Like when I say we're the best fan base in the world, it's things like this. It's why when people say silly things like, oh, the Knicks fan base isn't that good because Jalen Brunson wasn't top 10 in votes. It's like, I have been.
Really?
Yes.
What? Wow.
But you didn't hear that?
I saw that comment too, and I was like, come on.
Listen, I was in LA in the week before Thanksgiving for a conference, and my job had organized like a little dinner, like whatever, at this restaurant literally across the street from Staples. I'm not calling it Crypto. Across the street from Staples Center. And we got there and they had a section. They built a section for us. So we had food. It was like, serve yourself, whatever. And I walked right in there and I said, excuse me, can you put the Knicks Warriors game on this TV? And they said, sure. And they put the Knicks Warriors game on. And I'm the one idiot sitting like watching the game and getting excited, whatever. And that's the game we lost, whatever. But and I'll go one step further. This past summer, I was in Toronto in the summer at a pool party, and they had
the Summer League Championship.
And I said, "Can you put the Summer League Championship on this TV?"
That is how serious we are about quitting.
I'm not missing. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. You think I'm gonna miss the chance to watch the Knicks hold up a trophy in the air, even if half of them are future UPS men? No. So, Greg, salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Because I will be doing the same thing. If there's some cool stuff going on outside, and I know there's some cool stuff that goes down in Aspen, I would do the same thing. All right. Next.
All right. Cafe con leche. Cafe con leche? I don't know. Unrelated to the game, but Sean, you're a Spurs fan. My condolences. With love, a Man United fan. Man U guy. Shout out Jules and IQ. RJ woke up in the fourth. 100%. I think RJ was awake all game, but he really woke up offensively in the fourth quarter for sure. Jules and IQ were huge. Shout out to the University of Kentucky for allowing two fine young men to have a scholarship at your institution. Sean, will allow you to discuss the Man U Spurs thing.
Okay. Well, okay, so United are like the Yankees of the Premier League.
Yeah, I got as much.
And
yeah.
so it's like, so what happens is when people, it's like when people find out you're a Knicks fan, they're like, you're a Knicks fan, ha 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 ha. That's what it is. He's just talking junk. But then again, I'm a Tottenham fan because when it came time to choose a team, I'm like, well, you know what? I have family there. I've been there before. That's my team. Cafe Con Leche, I would love to find out why you're a Manchester United fan. And please tell me it's because of Wayne Rooney or like which of the Champions League that you won. Because just tell me why. Just tell me why. Put in the comment, or put in another super chat. If you don't do another super chat, put in the comments and we'll find out. But yeah, shout out Jules and IQ. I agree with you. I think RJ was awake all game, but he came up big down the stretch. And yes, I'm a Spurs fan. Thank you very much. And I'm not afraid to say it. Listen, if you're a Knicks fan, now I agree. I'll say this one thing. Rooting for the Knicks and the Spurs can be tough at the same time. But listen, it's all.
I'm a Mets Jets guy. Yes. You don't think I know what that is?
It'll all be worth it when we win. And both teams will win someday because I say all the time, never is a word that should not exist in sports. On to the next one, Justin. APJP. XJ!
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your generous contribution. Sean and Mints are the two goats. Let's effing go. Listen, man, I am not the goat. I am not a goat. I'm just a guy talking about basketball. I'm living the
Same.
dream.
And I don't
That's
have
all.
hair half as good as you, XJ. So I think the real GOAT is the one in the comment right now.
Yes, in fact, I'm gonna talk to you about what you do with your hair because I'm trying to get my son to get that going on because I think
it's over for you, right?
Well, you know what? I'm growing up my hair a little bit. I've got a hat
the
on.
boozy fade, yeah.
I do have, well, no, actually, so I do want, I do have the curls, and listen, this is the most ethnic conversation in KFS history.
Let's do it.
But I got the
Oh, you got you got the broccoli top going on, huh?
Yeah. But the problem is when you grow your hair out like that, you gotta get a shape up like regularly. And look, pre-pandemic, I would be in the barber every 5 to 7 days. And then post-pandemic, obviously, it was like, where am I going? So I will go every 2 weeks without a haircut, which is easier when you're rocking the C's or the waves. But when you grow your hair out, you gotta
gotta go. Yeah,
I will be. And funny, I'm going to the Knicks game tomorrow. Best believe I'm getting a shave up tomorrow, and I'm getting the boosty fade getting tightened up tomorrow. But with the curls though, with the curls. All right, let's go.
I love it. I love it. I got you.
Claudio, Andrew Claudio with a picture from 2001. I give you the keys and we get Porzingis praise. #53 wins. Listen, I will not be bullied. Kristaps Porzingis is a very good basketball player, and he did not stop being one because Steve Mills chose the mystery box. Yes, he was an a-hole. Yes, he's often injured. Yes,
the November man.
You call him the November man. November has lasted for November.
Yeah, it's the longest November of my life. Clearly.
It is. But I've owned 4 Knicks jerseys in my life. I had a Charles Oakley jersey when I was a kid. Actually, 5. I had a Charles Oakley jersey as a kid that I don't wear anymore because it was like the first ever replica that's like, flimsy, whatever. Derek Harper jersey, which I wear to this day. Kristaps Porzingis.
Get me out of here.
RJ Barrett, and the Nate Robinson green jersey. Shout out to Knicks Muse, by the way, because they said which throwback jersey they should bring back. The Knicks should bring back the green jersey. I don't care about Celtics or whatever. They should bring you don't like the green jersey?
Green is my favorite color. I just don't know if the New York Knicks will be able to execute. I didn't really like the green jersey that much. Maybe I didn't like the players in the green jersey. That's what I'll say. Maybe if I see Jalen Brunson in the green jersey, it might change my mind. But
the problem is the greatest moment in the Knicks history in the green jersey is in Nate Robinson winning the slam dunk contest. I cannot stand Andrew Claudio. He's a counterpoint. He's a counterpoint bitch.
The guy.
But I like jerseys of contrasting colors. And when I say contrasting colors, like the jersey is in a color that's not in your color palette. It's feast or famine. It's either it's amazing or it's awful. Like I actually think the Milwaukee blue jersey is a good look.
My favorite jersey right now is the Detroit green jersey. I love that jersey. Have you seen it? Detroit. They have a green jersey.
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
I love it. Milwaukee's blue jersey is nice though.
Milwaukee's blue jersey is nice. I actually think, and maybe it's because of time, you were mentioning like the Mets black jersey has grown on me.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
So like if you can pull it off, and I think the orange and the green works. And they should wear that jersey Christmas and St. Patrick's Day. They should wear that jersey. I don't know why they don't sell it. They should wear it, but whatever.
I'll allow it.
All right. What's next?
Macri. Yeah, J-Mac, the guy. Great win, made even better by the fact that the regular guy is off. Stubborn fool. Hashtag CamFam. Hashtag fire tips. Hashtag RJ for life. Full agreement, Mac. No, man. I'm pretty sure we're only doing like 60% of the job that you would be doing. Yeah, but I mean, this has been fun. So thank you for giving us the opportunity for sure. Yeah, but we'll leave the rest of that stuff alone. I'm not gonna talk about the other two hashtags,
I'm
or
not
any
gonna.
of the three hashtags, to be honest.
Yeah, we're not fire tips. Andrew Claudio says, meant to know the Mets black jerseys remain awful. I don't have okay.
I love them.
When it first came out, I was like, why? Like, but it was. I understand because it was a time period where everyone was doing a black jersey.
The grunge era, right?
Yeah, and I actually remember when
the black jersey.
I remember when the Knicks were coming out, when they first announced that they're going to have an alternate jersey. And I was like, and I was a kid at the time. I was like, I want it to be black. I was like, I want a black Knicks jersey. And when I saw it, I was like, just black down the side. I was like, eh. But as time has grown, now I love those jerseys. And I wish they would bring those back. But
yeah, the black side stripe, amazing.
Yeah. So there are certain, like I said, there's certain off-color jerseys. There's certain off-color jerseys that if it works, it really, really works. But if it doesn't, it's terrible. But I don't mind them. I don't mind the Mets black jersey. All right. What's next? I don't know how we got on jerseys. Fargo Tufo again. Thank you for your contribution.
Yes, sir.
Who picked Julius in the PRA draft? Mensa.
Yes, I did. I also picked one Kyle Kuzma who had a pretty decent game. I also picked one Anthony Edwards who had a pretty decent game. I picked Trae Young. I picked Kyrie Irving. I picked Jaylen Brown who looked pretty good. I picked some other guys, I'm sure, but Pascal Siakam had a good game. I'm looking good, guys. I'm looking really good. So everybody who did not vote for me on Twitter, please find some rocks and kick them at your earliest convenience because the boy's looking good.
One, I fully admit that I picked my team trying to stuff the vote, and I figured people would see Luka and Steph and
the Hillary plan.
Yeah. I was trying to win the popular vote. And listen, Steph may be back in a week, and Luka's still Luka. By the way, Seahawks jersey, Wolf Gray, fire, great jersey. Great jersey, off color. You're making a face now. You don't like the Seahawks. I don't like any gray.
Seahawks jerseys, man. I'm sorry.
I think they arguably have the best jersey in the league.
Arguably. Really? Over San Fran? You think San Francisco doesn't? I think they have the best jerseys.
Okay, I think the best jersey in the league is the best jersey in organized sports, in North American sports, is the Chargers powder blue. Not this new
100%.
That is the GOAT.
100%.
That is the GOAT of jersey. After that, I think Seattle. I think Seattle's is. I think I like now the green highlighter one. I'm not rocking with that one.
Yeah, those
but
are
the other ones, I kind of like that one. I kind of like them. All right, let's go to the next one. Go ahead, Mensa.
All right, Anthony Strano. What if AD wants out this summer? I don't like basketball. Go ahead.
I wish I had more hands. So I
give this 4 thumbs down. I love it. Personally, yeah, to take the question seriously, I don't think Anthony Davis will ever play more than 55 games in a regular season ever again. And the New York Knicks are not a team that can afford that. You know, like you can do that when you have another star player who can carry the team for you, but nah, I'm sorry. I don't want Anthony Davis. I think his career has gone in a way that it maybe shouldn't have. But yeah, no, I don't want Anthony Davis. Sorry.
To me, listen, you should.
He's also 30 this year, like in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you should do your due diligence on if he's available. But the opportunity cost is not going to be enough. And like, there are 3 players in the league that every time they fall, I hold my breath. It's Joel Embiid, it's Ja Morant, and it's Anthony Davis. And he's the league leader because he falls, and it's like, you're like, I may never see him again. I just can't. Like if he wants out, make a phone call, see what's up. But I think where we are now, like if Anthony Davis was the all-in move, I'd be very disappointed. I'd be
Oh, I
very
would be
disappointed.
crushed.
And
If it were him or the other guy in Chicago, oh my goodness.
all right. So I oh the gosh, Chicago, good God. So I think where we are now and the progress that's been made for them to like they will literally be flushing everything down the drain by deciding to make that be the like that just reeks of desperation.
Yeah. Just don't make a move.
Just don't make a move. All right. Next. Andrew Claudio. Again, hashtag flowers are better than crap. Print the t-shirts XJ.
Hang the banners. Print the t-shirts.
Oh boy.
I love it.
It's hilarious. This is hilarious. All right, what's next?
All right, Kevin Danishevsky. Sprained my ankle tonight on a run, but finished the run with inspo from Jalen Brunson when he can barely walk. I don't know why that's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny. I'm sorry. Let me get through it. Sprained my ankle tonight on a run and finished the run with inspo from Jalen Brunson when he can barely walk. If this is the D RJ gives me the rest of the year, sign me up. Agreed. I just feel like if I were running like down like the boardwalk or something and like I got hurt and I was like, man, what would Jalen Brunson do? Wow, Kevin, you have reached a level of Knicks fandom that that few of us that really aspired. But yeah, if RJ plays the defense that he's played the rest of the year, please sign me up yesterday and let's go because we're gonna win a playoff series.
I'm not laughing at you, Kevin. I'm laughing at the comment because it was just like, wow, like you sprained your like. I hope you listen. First of all,
yeah, please rest up. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Rest, ice, compression, elevation. Make sure that when you rest, your foot is up, it's elevated. It should be above your heart, and make sure that joint is ice because, or else tomorrow that joint is gonna be whoo boy. It's not gonna be fun for you. So please stop laughing.
I'm sorry.
I get it. We're not laughing at you. It was just like it came out of left field. We love Kevin Danishevsky.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Yes. So, all right. What's next? Look, that's it.
All right.
I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This was fun, especially because it's a win.
Of course.
Not that I ever want to do this after a loss. I don't ever want us to lose, but I'm curious to see how the vibes would be after a loss.
I'm sorry, Andrew sent a really funny tweet.
Oh my goodness! Oh
what a guy!
See, this is.
Shout out to Andrew Claudio for helping us get through this, man. Because really appreciate it.
But this is fun. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's effing go Knicks. Study hall will most likely be on Sunday because we play New Orleans tomorrow. So study hall Sunday, sometime in the afternoon, to be determined with myself and Chris Persianen. What will we be discussing? I'm not sure, but we'll figure something out. I'm sure John will be back tomorrow to take back his show and not so there's no talk about things in there.
No broccoli topping tomorrow.
Yes, no broccoli. Yeah. Mensa, any last words?
Yeah, man, it was great to do this. Really happy to. It's really a full circle moment for me just to jump on and do the post game show. Really fun hanging out with all you guys and reacting to your comments. And wins are more fun than losses, and that comes from a guy who is pro tank. So I'm really happy to do this. This was great. This was awesome, and let's go Knicks.
Yes. And one more thing, tomorrow will be John. Tomorrow, Benji will be on the post game tomorrow. So I don't think it's gonna be John. It's gonna be Benji in the post game tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be tuning. Well, I might be tuning in from the game. Well, I'm going to the game tomorrow, so maybe I'm doing it from the road. But like, always good to hear Benji's thoughts and how he breaks down the game. He
makes you smarter about basketball. Tune in, guys. Just tune in.
from X's and O's standpoint. Like, he's the one that came up with the term prevent offense. So shout out to Benji. Look forward to seeing him tomorrow. So for Mensa, I'm Sean for W. Knicks Nation, let's ride. Come on, you Spurs!
Go Jets.